Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, and welcome back to the Elements of Azeroth series. This time we're tackling Elemental Life by Keeper Freya. That's a bit of a sad story, if I remember correctly. So why does this puzzle set exist? Well, at the moment, we've got rockratzero, who's currently running a Kickstarter to do a thing called the Periodic Puzzle Project, which is chemistry meets Sudoku, which is doing all of the chemical elements, 118 puzzles, each coming with, or each themed around one of the actual chemical elements, and coming with trivia and interesting facts about each of the chemical elements. It'll be released as a PDF book and a physical book, and there's bonus materials available, and all of the details for this Kickstarter, which looks amazing, are going to be in a link below where you can find the details of the Kickstarter. And I highly recommend checking that one out. I'm definitely jumping on board. But what we wanted to do as a community is, I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft at the moment, and in World of Warcraft, the key elements are earth, air, earth, fire, water, life, and shadow. And I wanted to do, sometimes undeath gets mixed in there, but I wanted to do a series of puzzles to basically turn around and give us an excuse to go and promote rockratzer's real chemical elements. Science is real. Go and promote rockratzer's Kickstarter and have a reason to keep promoting it on the channel without asking rockratzero to just keep churning out puzzles. And people sent puzzles in, which is great. Now, these were all set anonymously, and so far the puzzles have been a lot of fun. The next one, Elemental Shadow, is the only one who I know who set it, but I'm looking forward to having a look at Elemental Life by Keeper Freya. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft over on my BremSter Games channel, which is why this came through. So if you like World of Warcraft, or any game really, I've played a lot of games over there. I have a lot of fun over on that channel. It's where I go and relax, and I have a lot of fun just playing video games and hanging out with friends, and it's just good fun. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, come and hang out. It may be your sort of thing, it may not. But there's a lot of historical video games there. So depending on the sort of game you're interested in, there may be something there for you. But let's have a look at this puzzle, Elemental Life by Keeper Freya. The important thing, of course, is the Kickstarter below. So what do we have? We've got normal Sudoku rules. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Duality. All lines act as both parity lines and thermos. Okay, so parity lines. Digits on the life lines alternate between odd and even numbers. So on these along this line, we must alternate odd, even, odd, even, odd, even. So if this is even, this is odd, this is even, this is odd, or vice versa. And the same is true for this line. And then thermo. Digits on thermos must increase from the bulb to the tip. So that means that this digit is higher than this digit is higher than this. So as you go along these from the bulb towards a tip, then the digits must increase. They're the rules. Okay, I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So is there anything I can do with Sudoku? There's a little bit. 3, 3 here puts 3 in one of those 3, but I can't put 3 here because 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -3. Can't go down into negative numbers or even down to 0. So 3 is in one of those two. 8. I think I need to look at these lines, don't I? Probably. These have all been parity puzzles, so it's been a few days since I've solved one of these. Life has been weird. So let's mark all of the parity digits that we know. Those are even. These are odd. So we'll mark those as odd. There's no obvious gimmies here, but we do know those are all the same parity. Don't know which parity it is, but they are all the same parity. I do know which parity they are. This is an odd digit, because if these were all even, if these were the even digits, because we'd have to go along the line, we'd have to increase. These would have to be 2, 4, 6, and 8. But that can't be a 2. So these all have to be odd. That's a gimme. And these all have to be even. Great. So let's start marking maximums. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. But this can only be 1 or 3 because I can't put a 2 there. This can only be 2 or 4. This can only be 3 or 5 because it has to be higher. This can only be 4 or 6. This can only be 5 or 7. This can only be 6 or 8. And this can only be 7 or 9. And the 6 here makes this the 8, which makes this the 9. That's cool. This must be even. This must be odd. And this must be even. This can't be 2 or 4, so this is a 6 or an 8. This has to be higher than this, so it's 2, 4, or 6. And this, it can't be 3, so it's 5 or 7. It can't be a 9. It has to be higher than 2, but it can't be 3. So it's 5 or 7. It can't be 9 because I need something higher than it. So that's 5 or 7. Okay. 8 is not in any of those. 2 is in one of those two. Okay. 4 is actually in one of those two because that 4 knocks 4 out of there and knocks 4 out of there. Is there anything that sees all of the digits? What about this? Well, this has to have 2 evens and 2 odds on it. If this is 2, this is 8. Oh, yeah, hang on. Let's look at this line. This one could be more restricted than it looks because, this can't be a 2. But if this is even, it's 4. It's 4. If this is even, it's 4. Because it can't be 2, 6, or 8. So there is a 4 in one of those two. No, that's not true. I could put a 6 there. So that could be 6, 8. Oh, no. If this is even, it's a 4. That, there has to be an even in one of these two. One of these two has to be even, but they can't be 4 or 6. And I can't put 2 in either of... here's the step. One of those two has to be even. I can't put 6 in either of those two, and I can't put 4 in either of those two. I can't put 2 in either of those two because there's 2 digits lower than it on the thermo. So there's an 8 in one of those two, and that's the 8. And orange becomes blue. There you go. That's the way to solve that. That's a really interesting way of looking at that logic. But of course, that makes this 9. Now that gives very little restriction here. This is 4 or 6, which gives me a 4-6 pair, which makes that the 8. And this is 5 or 7. Oh, the 6 looks down, making that the 4, which means this is the 6 and this is the 7. That's really neat. That's just a nice little pressure point. All 4 evens are now in this row, so these are odd. This is odd because it sees 2, 4, 6, and 8. That is odd. There's a 6 in one of those, but I'm not sure where. 8. 8 is in one of those two. 2. That sees 2, 4, 6, and 8, so that is odd. 2 in this box actually has to be in one of those two. 2 in this box is in one of those 3. 3 is in one of those two because of the 3s looking into here. 3... 8 is in one of those two. 8 is in one of those two, because 8 can't be in any of those. This doesn't seem to be collapsing very quickly, does it? 9 is in one of those two, because 9 and 9 means no 9 in any of those, and I can't put it that far down a thermo. So these can't be 8 or 9. Four is in one of those three, because of the 4 having to be down here. 8 is in one of those two. Four is in one of those two. So 2 is, that is odd. Because it can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. So that is odd. 2 is in one of those two. 2's not in any of those. 4 is not in any of those. This is odd because it can't be 2, it can't be 6, it can't be 8, and it can't be 4 because if I made that a 4, I couldn't put 4 in box 5. That is odd. Wow, this has got some tricks to it. That is 1, 5, or 9. Where's 3 in this row? This can't be a 3 because of that. That can't be a 3 because of that. So 3 is in one of those two. That's 1, 5, or 9. It's not 9. That's just 1, 5. So 3 in this column. Can't be here because it's got to be higher than 4. Can't be here, it sees a 3. Can't be in those, there's a 3. That is a 3, which is cool because that's not a 3, that's a 3, and that's a 4. So that's even and that's odd. And this is a triple now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's no 7 there. But that's now a 5, 6, 7 triple. So the 6 must be in one of those two. That's not a 6, and therefore that is odd. There's some unexpected stuff in here. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 1, 2, and 8. So this is 1 or 2. And these are all just 1, 2, 8. And we know 2 is not in any of those. So 2 is now in one of those two, which means that's not a 2. 2 can't be in any of those, and 2 can't be there. 2 is in one of those two. That's not the 2. That's the 2, which puts 2 in one of those two. So 1, I'm not sure. 5, I'm not sure. Yeah. So this is 1, 5, or 7 to complete this column. That's 1, 5, or 9 to complete the row because I can't put a 3 here. So it can't be 7 and it can't be 3, but it is odd. Still got to put a 6. This can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. So that is odd. And it's not 3 or 9. So this is 1, 5, or 7. This can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. This is odd. Wow, I don't know how this one would be doable without colouring. And it can't be 3, but I think it can be all of the others. But there's 4 odd digits already in this row now. And 3 in this box. And 4 in this column. Oh, it's so close. 6 is not in any of those. 6 is in one of those two. So this can't be 2 because of that 2. It can't be 4. It can't be 6 because of that 6, and it can't be 8 because of that 8. That is odd. This one can't be 2. Could be 4 though. But this can't be 5 or 9. So this is 1 or 7 only because it can't be 3, 5, or 9. That's a 1 or a 7. Now this 7 is limiting 7 to those 3 cells. It's got to be this thermo. It has to be this thermo, doesn't it? If this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, this thermo has to do more work. Because if this is 5, this is forced to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if this is 3, it's forced to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there are possible combinations. Like I could skip. I could go 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. But if this is 5, this is forced. And if this is 3, this is forced. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If this is 5, 6, 7, These are 5, 6. So 5 would be, if this is 6, sorry. It's probably this thermo. Oh, the 3 makes this the 5. So this is 6, 7. And where's 3 in the... Oh, no. This was a way I could have seen this. Where's 3 in this column? This can't be a 3. And I can't put 3... I could have put 3 here. But now, because of this 3 making this 5, 6, 7, where's 3 in this column? It's in one of those two, but it can't be here. That's a 3. So this is a 4. And these are 1 and 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 1 and 2. So that's not a 6. That's the 6, making that the 3. So we've got odd and even. This is 1 or 2, and there's a 2 looking across. So that's the 1, which is odd, making that the... I'm in the wrong mode. Wrong mode again. I'm trying to solve, but I'm in the wrong mode again. Okay, so 2, 4. So this is odd because of the 2, 4 looking across. That's the 4, which is even. Not 4, this is odd. But that means this is the 2, which is even. This is now odd because it can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. That's odd. These are 1, 5, 9. The 5 looks down saying that's not the 5. Okay. This. I don't know. 6 is in one of those two, which means this is odd. Can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. This is odd. So these are 1, 3, 9 because they can't be 5 or 7. And this one can't be 3. So this is 1 or 9. And this is, oh, neither of these can be 3. This is a 1, 9 pair because these can't be 5, 7, or 3. This is a 1, 9 pair. So there's no 1 in those. Those are a 2, 8 pair, making them even. And 1, 2, these are a 3, 4 pair. And the 3 is looking down, making that the 4 and that the 3. So we've got odd and even. Oh, damn. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so still trying to solve while I'm paying attention. So I think I can see where the 8 has to go in column 1. It's still a it's not winter. It hasn't been winter in Australia for a while, but man, it's cold. So this has to be 2, 4, or 8 for the column because this has to be an even digit for the get the even amount. But it's 2, 4, 6. So this is the 8, which means this is the 2, this is the 4, this is the 2, this is the 8. This is not the 8. This is an odd digit, and it's 1, 5, 9, and it must contain a 5. Okay. This must be odd. Can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. That is an odd digit. So that's all 5 odd digits. So this is an even digit, which means it's 6. This is 1, 5, 7. These are all known. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 6, 7 pair. So these are 1, 2, and 5. So 1, 2, 5 go into those. There's no 2 there. There's no 1 in either of those. So that's the 1, that's the 5, that's the 2. So we've got even, odd, and odd. The 1 looks down, taking 1 out of there. This can't be 1 or 3. So this is 5, 7, or 9. Oh. Got to resolve those somehow. But I'm going to resolve them from the odd digits, I think. Yes, this is a 6. 6 and 6 means there's no 6 in any of those. That's odd, that's an 8. That's the 6, which is even. These are now both odd. But the 6 is looking up, making that the 7 and that the 6. So we've got even and odd. 7 is not in any of those. 7 is in one of those two now. The 5 looks across, making that the 7, taking 7 out of there. 7 out of there. This is a 5, 6 pair. So this digit is odd, but it's not 3, 5, or 7. This is 1 or 9. 3 is in one of the, where's 3 in this box? 3 and 3 are looking down. 3 is in one of those, but those are even. That's a 3. So this is 1, this is 5, 7, or 9 because 1 and 3 aren't possible, and this is the only place for the 1 in the box, so this isn't the 1. There is a 4 in one of those two, and that 4 is looking down saying not there. In fact, that's the 2, and that's the 4 by Sudoku, because 2, yeah. Okay, cool. So these are odd, and they're 1, 5, 9, so that's 5, 9, because it can't be 1. So 1 is in one of those two. This is 1, 5, 9. Have I missed something with the thermo? I don't think I have. All of these thermos are resolved. Maybe getting rid of the coloring and getting better visibility of what's going on might help me. 6 is in one of those two, because I'm kind of done with the parity. I think I'm done with the parity. I'm now just down to Sudoku. 7 is looking up, making this a 1-5 pair. So this can only be 7 or 9, because it's odd and it can't be 1, 3, 5. So this is 7 or 9. This, right, 1 is taking 1 out of here. But this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 1, 8, 9 in order to complete the column. There's no 1 there, there's no 9 there, but these are a 1, 8, 9 triple. So there's no 9 there. This is a 5, 7. So 9 is down here. I could have got that from this box. It's not quite resolving there, is it? This is a 5, 7 pair. Is the colouring in my way? I think it might be. Let's just get rid of it. I know there's frequently comments about the fact that I coloured the whole grid, and that's perfectly fine, but I'm getting distracted by it, I think. These are 6, 8, and 9. So that's 6 or 9 because it can't be an 8. And that's, I think, all of them. I've now almost fully pencil marked the grid. This is 5, 8, or 9. So where's 7 in this row? No, there's no 9 here. This is a 1, 5, 8 triple. Where's 7 in this row? 7 and 7, right. 7 had to be up here and 7 can't be here. This is the 7, making this the 5, making this the 7. The 5 looks down, taking 5 out of those. So this becomes the 9, this becomes the 7, this becomes the 5. The 9 takes 9 out of there. The 5 takes the 5 out of there. The 5 takes the 5 out of there. But the 9 looks across, making that the 1, which makes that the 9, which makes that the 5, which makes that the 9, which makes that the 1, which makes that the 5. The 5 looks up, making that the 6 and that the 5. The 6 looks up, making that the 9, which makes that the 8, that the 1, that the 9. The 1 looks across, making that the 5 and that the 1. The 5 makes that the 8, which makes that the 6. And the 1 here looks up, making that the 9 and that the 1. And that is the correct solution to Elemental Life by Keeper Freya. That had some really interesting, tricky Sudoku at the end. And I definitely needed to pay attention. Like the figuring out the parity of these at the start, this one was a little bit more tricky, but was actually really nice. The way this too forced this almost immediately. But there was definitely some tricky stuff at the end there. But you couldn't ignore those duality lines, which I quite liked. Interesting little puzzle. Now, I do know none of these puzzles were set by rockratzero, so do not use these as a quality measure for what's going to come in rocratzero's Kickstarter. As a community, these puzzles were just created to help support rocratzero's Kickstarter. I'm sure that the puzzles coming out of rockratzero are going to be better. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.